Welcome back to the next in our series of talks of course leaders here at Cambridge School of Creative Industries at Anglia Ruskin University. I'm James Ward and I'm head of school, and I'm really pleased today to welcome Heather Lilley, who is our drama course leader. So welcome, Heather.
Hello.
So I'm going to kick off with our first question, which is, can you tell me a little bit about your job as course leader and what does that entail?
Yeah, so I'm course leader for drama. So I run a course that is very practical. So my course leader role involves looking after all of the students that we have at all levels, studying drama, drama and English, and drama and film. So I look after all of them,
Right.
making sure that they are up to speed on their degree, that everything's running smoothly, and that they're all involved in lots of practical productions and projects.
Great, that sounds good. So can you tell us a little bit about your professional background before you went into education?
Yeah, so I studied theatre at Leeds, and when I graduated, I formed a theatre company and was interested in devising, contemporary devising and adaptation. So companies that prospective students might know that I've worked with include Northern Stage and Knee High Theatre. So I started doing workshops and projects with those kinds of companies and writing about them academically. And then I moved into more community theatre. So making theatre with everybody from 18-month-old toddlers through to making reminiscence theatre with kind of 90-plus-year-olds. So drama with and for members of the community, applied theatre, and keeping up with that alongside that contemporary devising and adaptation. They're really my things.
Great, and so is it true you should never work with children and animals then?
No, I'm not sure about animals.
Okay.
Maybe that is true, but no, children are brilliant. Children are my
Okay.
favourite. And yeah, anyone, just normal people from the world getting involved in making theatre with professionals and with a kind of professional dimension. So it's not like amateur theatre, but it's very much part of the community, and it's about having a good communal experience.
Right, and sort of leading on from that, can you tell us a little bit about the drama course here at ARU?
Yeah, so the drama course at ARU is distinctive in that it's not a historical course. It's very much about contemporary practice. And what we're looking at is how we make theatre and all of the aspects of making theatre, as well as analysing how theatre works from the audience's perspective. So students on the degree here will get experience of watching, writing, thinking about theatre, but then very quickly move into all of those practical aspects. So making theatre through from being in a directed production to devising and creating their own work on all kinds of different scales in different contexts, and learning all of the backstage mechanics that go with that. So they're also studying production, lighting, costume, design. So it's a very broad course, but historically not so broad. We're really looking at contemporary theatre making now, but of course there are things in the course that might prepare students if they wanted to teach as well, or they wanted to go into the community. So we do some Shakespeare, but we're very much looking at what Shakespeare means now, and it really is a contemporary and practical hands-on drama degree.
Great, and so I'm aware of some of the spaces, but what sort of spaces do they teach and perform in here at ARU?
Yeah, so we've got a nice selection of spaces. We've got big rehearsal rooms where we have the sprung floors and the mirrors, and we can do all of that stuff. And then we've got a small studio black box theatre, which seats about 90 people, and we do start in there. So the first year, first production will be in that small studio space, but then in the second trimester they move into our big Mumford Theatre, which is a beautiful cross arch kind of setup with a large audience capacity of 200 plus. It's a big stage, so the students kind of progress into that larger theatre, and then we go out into the community as well. So we do off-site productions, we do work at Cambridge Junction often, so there's our spaces, but then there's the range of spaces in Cambridge because it's a good place for theatre.
Yeah, that's great, thank you. And so thinking about the students and alumni who've left, what sort of jobs and successes have they gone on to do since they've left us?
Yeah, it's interesting actually. I've just been in touch with a few graduates this week from last year who are working in theatre companies and for arts organisations, and they're at the moment, because it's the start of their career in kind of arts management and producing and programming, they're kind of doing a range of things for those theatre companies. And then we've got students that go on to do acting MAs, so they might go on to a 1-year postgraduate course. Quite a few of our students go on to do MAs in a range of subjects, actually. And then there's a fair amount of students who go into community work, drama therapy work, or teaching and go on. And often they don't go through the PGCE route because they've got such strong practical skills from the course. They do the on-the-job teacher training, so they start teaching and progressing and graduating through one of those programs.
Yeah, so it sounds like the diversity of the teaching goes through to the diversity of roles, and people leave and go on to obviously industry or further study by the sound of it.
That's right. It is quite broad, and also the transferable skills are massive. You know, drama students can present, talk to people, lead, work with the public. So there's a whole range of careers.
Yeah, it's funny actually, we had a meeting with the business school here at ARU a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about how drama students can help with their students with presentation tips as a future way, because they are outgoing jazz hands, as they say, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's funny. So can you tell us something sort of exciting sort of aspect to your role or to the course which might be happening, which the listeners might be interested to hear about?
Yeah, it's an exciting moment actually. We are about to start about 14 productions over the next 2 months. So this week I've just loaded up my car with lighting equipment, and all of our second years are coming out with me to a primary school this week. They've commissioned us to create 3 productions for them for 3 different age groups. So we start with the little tiny 4-year-olds, and we've made a beautiful play for them. And the great thing about doing children's theatre is you get loads of experience. Like, the audience are really vibrant, and you have to engage them the whole way through. So it's a great challenge, but also it has to be very visual. So we've been making rockets and clouds and beautiful props. So we're doing these 3 shows in the school this week, and all of our second years, including the combined honours, will get experience of going out, turning up at a venue and performing off-site. Once those are done, we go on to our 3rd year final festival performances, and we've got 11 shows happening in our theatre spaces and in a secondary school and outdoors, and they're a whole range. They range from a big musical production to a full-scale drama to lots of smaller devised pieces as well. So it is an exciting and busy time.
It sounds like the Cambridge Fringe, we should call it. It sounds a bit people madly
it's a
going
mini
around
fringe,
between. We could perhaps capture that one, but I'll have to what's the word? Register it. So that'll be our next thing. So that's great. So looking forward to the future of the courses and the area of drama, where do you see it going, and what sort of interests or insights have you got to give us about those new developments coming up? Yeah,
so within the drama degree itself, we will be developing some of the production aspects, some of the kind of entrepreneurial freelance aspects about setting up a company, applying for grants, that kind of thing, as well as continuing with the practice. And then we are starting in September an acting degree to run alongside the drama degree. So that will be for students who feel much more strongly that they are less interested in that broader aspect, that broader skills base, and they want to train as performers. And that new course has a really strong focus again on contemporary practice and on working with digital media. So there is stage work, but also film work, digital work, thinking about gaming, about virtual reality, motion capture. So that's a really new exciting course that will be quite distinct from the drama. But that will run alongside, and that also sits with our musical theatre degrees. So kind of between them, there's a lot of energy of different kinds of performance training and different kind of productions going on. Yeah, that's great, because the computer industry is now the biggest entertainment industry in the world. It's overtaken film, so it's really good that ARU is ahead of the curve in teaching those actors the skills to get good jobs at the end of it, which is great. And I think that's right. To me, it sounds really interesting because there's a real diversity of the 2 different routes, and if someone isn't sure which one to go for, they could apply for the drama course and then they could be offered acting, or vice versa, which gives a good option for external people to apply in, doesn't it, really? Yeah, absolutely. And there's also quite a lot of crossover. I mean, already our drama students and our musical theatre students, they work on some modules together. We've got drama and film, so they're learning production skills that then feed in with the work they're doing with the rest of the drama cohort, and acting will be the same in that way. So there are modules in there on immersive theatre, virtual reality, that actually there are versions of within the drama course as well. So there's lots of crossover, and there are clear pathways, but also there is scope to be unsure and to come to us and then to work out which one is better for
great.
Each student. Yeah.
That sounds great. And I know, a little plug out, we should do a plug for the show, shouldn't we, for the mini Fringe. So I think you can go to New Theatre Peterborough, can't you, which is our selling agent.
Yeah, all of our tickets will be on sale there for all the different venues, and it will be nice, the festival, because you can come on one day and see a couple of things, you can come to multiple things, and it's spread out across a 2-week period with a big cabaret finale at the end.
That sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Heather, is there anything else which you'd like to tell us about the course which we might not have covered already?
Yeah, there's 2 particular things. One is the amount of collaboration within the school.
Okay.
So I've talked about the collaboration between our little collection of courses, but also our drama students and soon to be acting students have the opportunity to work with the film students on films that they're making, and that gives them, the film students, the actors that they need, but it gives the drama and acting students excerpts for their show reels. It gives them really high quality level of production that they can then use as they move forward to promote themselves. There's also collaborations with music and with gaming. So really working within a school of creative industries is very beneficial to our drama and soon acting students. And then the second thing is all of the extracurricular stuff that we do. So I run a community theatre company, and we do a couple of productions a year on top of the degree work, going out, could be to schools, communities, old people's homes, that kind of thing. And we also have a number of visiting speakers, visiting workshops. So at the moment we've got acting workshops, audition prep, stage combat, somebody coming in to do clowning with the drama students. So on top of the modules that a prospective student would see on the website, there's also all of this extra activity, and that's really helps the students to build up a lot of skills and experience and to network and to meet other professionals.
That's great. Actually, Sarah Gibson-Yates, who's the television course leader, and she mentioned that again today, and so did Sophie Jackson, who's our film course leader, both mentioned that collaboration with the drama and acting students, how beneficial it is. It's
all going on a lot at the moment, so they're all over the place, and it's really great because, I mean, one of my students was off to Wales to do a film shoot, a load of others have just been to some fancy stately home restaurant filming an advert, and it's really fun, and it does help to just build up that CV experience.
No, that's great. I think that's that opportunity to work across the school for both students and staff is really exciting, which is one of the reasons why I came to ARU for this role, in fact. So there we go. Well, great. Thank you very much for that. It's been really interesting to hear more and learn more, Heather. I thought I knew quite a bit, but I found out a lot more today. So thanks very much again. And to all our listeners, viewers out there, don't forget you can, if you're interested to find out more about the film and television productions, you could look at those talks with Sarah and Sophie, and also many other talks which you'll have with course leaders, researchers and our Dean of Faculty. So thanks very much, and we'll see you another time. Thanks. Bye.